What is going on, fam? So in today's video, we're gonna be wrenching on the EG a little bit. So I just received this new upstream oxygen sensor, and basically she's been shooting a code for an oxygen sensor, and she's only got one, and it's an upstream. So today we're gonna be replacing it with this one. The air fuel ratio in this car has just been all over the place. It's been bogging a little bit. So we're gonna replace it with this one. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that, and hopefully that fixes our issue. So let's get straight to it. So the oxygen sensor that we're gonna be replacing today is located right here by the downpipe. We got a heat shield surrounding it, and I think we actually have to take that heat shield off. I believe it's 1, 2, 3 bolts. I could be wrong. There might be more, but let's take these 3 off and see what happens. So as you guys see, they are rusted the hell out, so we're gonna be spraying them with some WD-40. Oh, I think that's a 4th bolt right there, actually. So hopefully there's no more. Okay, so now I got the heat shield all unbolted, and obviously it has to go through this wire in order to get out. So just pull the wire through it. The old wire through. The heat shield will come right out. Will come right out as so. Put your dipstick back in if you want, whatever. I don't know if I'm even going to be putting the heat shield back on, so. But once you're at this step, if you don't have a spark plug socket like I don't at the moment, what I'm going to be doing is taking some cutters and cutting this wire, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so the wire is removed. I cut it off. And now the reason being I removed this wire is so instead, if you don't have the O2 sensor socket, you could just grab your 7/8 and literally just fit it right over there, just the same. And I'm gonna take my little bar, or actually I don't have room for that, so I'm just gonna try to crack it open. All right, so that's tight on there. Okay, so since this is really tight on there, I'm gonna go try to find a pipe that'll either fit around this, or I'm just gonna go grab a hammer and try to loosen it up. So guys, it is now nighttime, and reason being, I had to stop at Harbor Freight to get a 22 mil socket and a breaker bar and a propane torch to get this thing out. It was a whole mess, so take a look at the old O2 sensor. So basically, as you guys see, the end is completely shot. Usually you have this whole entire part right here that has a cap around it right now. I'll show you guys that very shortly. But so it could have fallen into the downpipe or header or whatever you want to call it. And basically what I'm really thinking is it was just so old that it disintegrated in there by heat and whatnot. So I think I'm fine. So worst comes to worst, maybe there might be a little something in there, might scratch up the cat a little bit. We'll see. But I'm really thinking that it just disintegrated in there because I didn't really, I didn't break off this end. I just cracked it off and it came out just like this. So we're gonna install the new O2 sensor, start her up, and let's see how she runs. So now we'll look at the O2 sensor with the little casing off of it. There you can see what the actual O2 sensor is supposed to look like. And as you guys saw, my old one was completely shot. This was completely just gone. So this should drive a whole lot better now that we're installing this. So as you guys see, we got some anti-seize around the threads, and we're gonna throw her right in. And when you're putting these in, be careful not to get any oil or grease on the sensor itself, and because or else it's not gonna read properly. Now you can take your 7/8 or preferably 22 box wrench and tighten her down. Okay, so now that O2 sensor is all plugged in there, you're gonna wanna really torque it down a little bit, just so you make sure it's getting you the proper readings, and then you can just plug it right in back over here. Okay, so now she's all plugged in, and we're gonna go take her for a drive and see how she's running. Okay guys, so it's now the next day, and we're gonna give the car its first startup since the new oxygen sensor has been installed. Used to start up this car, it used to give me a lot of vibrations at idle, so let's hope this solved the problem. Oh yeah, definitely. So before the cabin, the whole entire cabin of this car, the doors used to vibrate, both doors used to vibrate. You could feel the vibrations in your chair, and now all you feel is normal motor vibrations, and it's not even really noticeable. So now we're just gonna let the car warm up for a little bit. We're gonna take it for a test drive and see if it changes gears any smoother, if it accelerates better, and maybe we can even tell if it's giving us some better gas mileage. So yeah, let's let her warm up and then we'll take her for a drive. Okay, so the car isn't completely warmed up yet, but we're just gonna give her a little ride, and we're not gonna rev her up too much until she warms up. And let's just see how she does changing gears. So far I threw her into reverse, and usually it'll sometimes give me a little jolt in, and that's completely gone, so that's definitely a good sign. Oh yeah, she's already feeling a whole lot better, guys. Used to, when I revved it up, used to even like bog a little bit sometimes. It did not accelerate nearly as quick as it is right now. I'm barely giving it any throttle, and before I used to really struggle. I used to have to give it some gas, and now it's picking up with no problem, guys. So far it's definitely going really good. First gear to second gear was really smooth, no hard shifting. So as I said, so far so good. Okay, so the car is warmed up a little bit. It's almost at where it should be, and it's switching gears with no problem. Previously, with my old O2 sensor, as you guys saw, it was basically, from what it looked like, it disintegrated inside of the piping from how old it was. I believe it was the OEM O2 sensor, which has been on there since '93, so that's quite a bit of time, getting hot, getting cold, whatnot. So yeah, pretty sure it disintegrated inside of the piping and was giving me absolutely no use whatsoever. So with the new one, it's really night and day. And before, she used to accelerate, as I said, you really had to give her some gas, and now you don't really got to give it a lot of gas, and it's not as rough as what it used to be. It's definitely a lot smoother. So I'm gonna get on it just a little bit. Not really gonna get on it too much, but I'm gonna give it a little gas and see what happens. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely a whole lot better. Sorry guys, I didn't even turn the heat on. I don't know if you can see all the freaking cold air or all the smoke coming out of my mouth, but the heat does work in this car, guys. I just really don't get too cold too easy, so I usually don't even really use it that much. But besides that, yeah, she's picking up really good, and it's changing gears really smooth. Before, if I gave it too much gas, it would get high, it would go high up in the RPMs really slow, and then it would just roughly just go right into the next gear. Now it's going in quite smooth. Yeah, it's definitely accelerating a whole lot better, guys. So with all this being said, I'm gonna take this test drive back home. The gas mileage hasn't gone down really any bit. I've probably been driving a few miles now. I definitely needed that new O2 sensor. Okay guys, so basically I'm back home from the test drive, and like I said, everything is going good. One thing I did not mention was previously when I would drive the car, when I would downshift, or when the auto transmission would downshift, it would kind of bog a little bit. when I was slowing down, the RPMs would bog up and down a little bit, and that's been fixed. No vibrations, definitely accelerates a lot better. So yeah, for anyone that needed help with installing an O2 sensor, I hope this was useful for you guys. Stay tuned for more videos, much more to come. Got the SI chilling in the garage over there. Can't see it, but she's behind the doors. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned. Peace out, fam.